And we welcome you back to another edition of the Stacy Carter Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor. Thank you for being with us. New show comes out every Wednesday at noon. And again, easy to find at TomTaylorSports.com. And Coach Stacy Carter here with us, picking up his 52nd win as a Hilltopper coach against only 18 defeats. And Coach, 625 yards of offense. We'll watch the highlights coming up here in a few minutes. But 52 points, 625 yards of offense, and a coming out night for King Russell. So pretty satisfying victory for our football team.
You know, it was a good victory. Their quarterback was as good, maybe better than advertised. He was fantastic. It was hard to stop. But fortunately, our O-line, I thought, blocked outstanding and, let us run the football, that's what you have to do. And Justin threw it very well. We had a lot of people make plays, and I think we scored on every possession. One was a field goal, and that was, a result of some penalties on that one, or we might have scored then. But you didn't punt, and, they played pretty well. O-line played very well. King ran the ball very, very well. So, all in all, I thought we had a good night for the whole offense. And defense, they bent a little bit with that kid, which most teams would, because a very explosive kid. Very, very, probably the most explosive kid that I've seen. Kind of like not Swafford, but Foreman when he played for Dobbins Bennett, but stronger than Foreman. So, there's a reason he's got Division I offers as a sophomore, from Vanderbilt, University of Tennessee, and some other big schools too. So just a tremendous athlete that we faced.
So remember that name, Alante Taylor, only a sophomore. And again, as Coach said, Vanderbilt's offered him verbally as only as a 10th grader. And also, as we said last week, in fact, right before the game, Butch Jones in Tennessee offered him as well. So keep an eye on this young man because he's going to go places. Again, he's only a sophomore for the Coffee County Red Raiders. Quick break. We'll come right back, and we'll take a look at a big football night offensively for our football team. As, again, the Science-O Hilltoppers under Stacy Carter now 5-0 on this field at Steve Spurrier Field in the playoffs. Tough test coming up this week, the Smyrna Bulldogs. We'll come back and take a look at the highlights of the Coffee County Red Raider victory right after this time out as you're watching and listening to the Stacy Carter Coaches Show.
Trucks, and more trucks. At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, we have Silverado trucks everywhere with discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP on select Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. 15 Spark, $10,995. 15 Sonic, $12,995. 15 Track, $17,995. 15 Equinox, $20,995. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where they leave you asking, how do they do that?
Whether lying on the beach, just working in your yard, or watching NASCAR racing this weekend in Bristol, your skin needs protection from the harmful effects of the sun. Blue Lizard Sunscreen delivers broad-spectrum SPF 30-plus protection that comes with smart bottle technology. Our bottle changes colors in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. It's the brand most recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide, plus it's made right here in the Tri-Cities. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, we've got you covered.
Right? Leave that guy?
Get free coffee all February long. Just ask for a cup of our hot or iced coffee.
And we welcome you back to the Stacy Carter Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor. Thanks to our great sponsors all season long, making this happen. Without them, we obviously could not do the show. So a big thanks to Chick-fil-A, our buddy Tim Birchfield. Also, of course, Jeff Bedard and the great folks at Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen, which, of course, are inside this facility that, of course, is named after Blue Lizard and because of Blue Lizard. And also Champion Chevrolet, our buddy Tim Copenhaver. All three of these folks, again, make this show possible each and every week. And Coach will start the highlights package. Again, Coffee County wins a coin toss, defers, and so here we go down the field. A four-play, 59-yard drive, lickety-split, as they say back home, and capped off quickly on a four-play touchdown drive by King Russell's first touchdown of the night.
Well, I mean, the whole drive was, it really went well. They were in cover three, and Justin was able to hit some vertical routes. Vertical's really hard against cover three, and Justin did a good job looking the safety off and doing a little play action and hitting Tyreek to get the ball down there. Then we started running the inside zone. It started working really, really quick, and he was able to, get an inside zone and just run it right in there. Great blocking up front, and just a simple inside zone for a touchdown.
That was touchdown number one. Moorlegan's point after makes it 7-0. Hilltoppers not done. Right back down the field on a 5-play, 91-yard drive. Tyreek Perkins' 6th touchdown catch of the season. Bedard rolled out, made it look really, really cool play. His 13th touchdown pass of the season, and Coach set up this highlight.
Well, again, we got it down there throwing verticals again and moved it down there. And then we ran a smash route to the left. Justin rolled out, and smash route just it's a corner route and a stop route from on the outside. And he rolled out, read the corner, and was able to throw a strike to the end zone. It was a great catch by Tyreek, too. He's got super hands and caught it in the corner of the end zone.
Taylor comes by and gets a touchdown run for Coffee County, ending the first quarter 14-6. Again, Justin Bedard picks right back up with 11:34 to go in the first half. A 7-play, 67-yard drive, capped off by his 9th touchdown run of the season, an 11-yard run, and Coach set up this highlight.
Quarterback ISO, and great blocking up front, and we thought we had numbers on him, and he's a bull when he gets going anyhow, and broke a few tackles and kind of pushed his way in the end zone. It's a great run. He's done it all year. He's getting healthy now, which is a great thing for Justin, too. He's feeling a lot better. I think you can tell that in his speed, and, he's way, way better from winning the Bearden game. I think we kind of saw the effects of how his knee was hurting him. He's getting healthy now, and we can tell when he runs the football.
Absolutely. Runs with reckless abandonment, as they say. You come back, the touchdown by Taylor, his 2nd touchdown run of the night for Coffee County, then coming right back down the field, another long, sustained drive, a 9-play, 80-yard drive, Coach, and King Russell does again, this time from 2 yards out.
I think that was a great job of running the football, running a whole lot of inside zone stuff, and King ran the ball well, and Justin ran the offense very effectively all the way down there, and another inside zone, and capped it off with another touchdown for King.
Last touchdown, or points, I should say, before halftime for Science Hill. Last week, Adam Moorlegan stepped up and kicked that big field goal at Dobbins Minute. Well, Coach, right before the break, 18 seconds till halftime, we get points on the board. Again, a long drive, 13-play drive for Science Hill. Took 76 yards, and with 18 seconds on the clock in the first half, Moorlegan hammers it home from 38 yards out.
Yeah, it was a great field goal. The drive was great. We ended up scoring on a controversial, holding call on Nakai. Had a pancake block, and we got called over there. And after that, we kind of lost our cool, and had 25 yards of penalties, which we can't have in big games, and kids know about that too. So we got to hold our emotions. But the good thing about it is we got a very confident kicker right now, and Adam got in there and hit a field goal and with ease, really. He really did. And he's he's very confident. That's a good thing for a kicker now. It's almost like a hitter in baseball. There's a lot of confidence that has to go into that. And he's really playing on a high level right now.
Moorlegan again with that field goal with his 4th of the season. Coach point after is now Adam Moorlegan 45 for 47 on the season. That's pretty strong.
That's very good. It really is. And scored a lot of touchdowns, and by him doing that, it's almost automatic now.
And the other stat, too, that we keep track of during the broadcast, he has 44 touchbacks this year. I mean, what a weapon. Or, obviously 44 times they can't return the football. That's huge for our football team.
It's huge, especially the athletes like those guys had. They had some guys that could put pressure on you and return the football, and by him kicking those touchbacks, and I think he had all touchbacks, Friday night, which was is a great weapon for us.
44 on the season for Adam Moorlegan again as we head into playing the Smyrna Bulldogs on Friday night. Taylor gets his 3rd touchdown run of the season. The only points scored in the 3rd quarter. After 3, it's 31-18 Hilltoppers. And then Science Hill goes back to work, Coach, starting the 4th quarter. Once again, a long, sustained drive, 11 plays, 78-yard drive, capped off by Bedard's 14th touchdown pass of the season. Found number 5, Nakai Smith, from 9 yards out. His 5th touchdown catch, and Nakai has become a big weapon for our football team.
He definitely has, and that was a 3rd and long play, and we ended up running a bunch set to the left, and we bootlegged to the right. He came back behind the formation and came wide open in a critical time. They kept the ball the whole 3rd quarter. And I mean, kept it, and a couple penalties we had kind of sustained that drive for them also. And I mean, literally, they kept it almost the entire third quarter. And by us having that big long drive, we thought then, we didn't want to give them back the ball again for another long drive like that, and that kid could break one any time. So, we thought we needed to keep the ball. And guys, our offensive line played well. We was able to run the football, and we had a great sustained drive and ended up with a score.
Coach is referring to they took the second half kickoff because they won the coin toss, excuse me, and deferred to start the ball game. So in that second half kickoff, they had an 18-play drive. Took, as he said, almost 8 minutes of the third quarter, and of course capped off a Taylor's run. But again, it was a very much a ball control drive, to say the least, for Coffee County. Again, Hilltoppers come right back again, as we said, Nakai's fourth quarter touchdown. Then you have Taylor one more run, his fourth of the night, an 18-yard run for Lonte Taylor. And then the Hilltoppers are not done. Justin Bedard with 7:58 to play, 2-yard run to cap off a 5-play, 66-yard drive, and Justin hits pay dirt from 2 yards out.
And again, it was another great drive. We needed to keep the ball in their hands. We needed to run clock also. We had a good lead. We didn't want to, they were kind of inching back into the game by, keeping the football away from us. So, we thought if we went out and tried to, strike quick and end up making a mistake there, it could be a bad thing for us. So we were wanting to keep the football. We were on a run clock, and we were able to score too. When you were able to do that, I think it kind of put us in control. But just an isolation run for him, and he just just got behind his pads and ran like he always does, and he's a threat down there in the end zone.
You're watching the Stacy Carter Coaches Show. New show out every Wednesday at noon. All you have to do is go to TomTaylorSports.com, and there it is, plus all the previous shows. The shows all season long are still there, video, audio on demand, to go back and watch the highlight packages and watch the show each and every week, and folks are doing that. We certainly appreciate that. Coach, last touchdown of the night for the Hilltoppers. Again, you call number 5's number, Nakiah Smith. This time, Jalen Adams back there at QB, and found him for an 11-yard touchdown score.
It was it's called our trip right close formation, and we ran another bootleg and a flood route, and the guy come wide open, and a great job by Jalen. He really runs that play very well and was able to find him. And Jalen had an outstanding run a couple plays before that to get us down there. They had him dead to rights, and he's got great eyes. We're going to see great things out of Jalen, and just a great move just to get us down there, and then was able to cap it off with the boot flood route and hitting the guy wide open.
More Leggins point after again. He's 45 out of 47 of the season. That closes out the scoring. That's the final score, of course. The Hilltoppers double up the score, 52-26 over Coffee County, and the Red Raiders, I should say, head back home to end their season 2015. There was a stat that almost became a school record on Friday night. Almost didn't count, but very close. Tells you what kind of night Justin Bedard had, Coach. 17 out of 23, 349 yards. The most yards passed in the game by a Hilltopper on this field. Steve Spurrier Field is 360 by Reed Hayes a couple of years ago, and Justin came close, but nonetheless had a heck of a night throwing that football.
He had a great night, and that's one of those nights you wish you'd have known. You wish you'd known it was that close. But he played outstanding. Oh, what a great night. I mean, he was very accurate. I thought he made great decisions all night. And just, he's getting better. I mean, he was already a good quarterback, but he's getting better, and I think he's getting more comfortable. He's making plays, within the system, and then when it breaks down, he made some plays outside the pocket. So, I mean, he did all kinds of stuff for us. Ran the football well, and he's leading the team well too. What a great kid! We're going to miss him, and just a dynamic player, and he's had a great year.
Those 17 pass completions, too. He spread the ball around. He had 6 different guys catching the ball Friday night. Tyreek caught 5. Elijah and Colby caught 4. Jordan Holly and Nakiah caught 2. And King Russell caught 1 out of the backfield. So 6 different Hilltoppers caught that football. So Justin's seeing the field very well, obviously, and spreading the thing around.
He is, and I think that it's hard to prepare for the team when we're spreading the ball like that, and that's something we want to do in our offense. And it makes people happy too. I mean, it really does. You want people to get involved. You want everybody to feel like they have ownership and part of the offense, and I feel like that's what's happening now. And sometimes if they be patient, it'll be one guy one game, it'll be another guy another game. But they're doing a great job now, being not selfish and just trusting the system that it's going to take care of itself, and they're playing well.
System is taking care of itself. The most points scored by a Hilltopper football team this season, 52 big ones in playoff participation against Coffee County. Coach, before we go to the break, King Russell, again, we talked at the outset of the show about his coming out party. This kid's been running hard all season long, run the ball hard. And, of course, it looked like he kind of stepped it up against his former teammates 2 weeks ago, Dobbins Minute. But Friday night, Kevin's got him 20 carries, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging 8 yards a carry, all-purpose yards Friday night at 180. So King really had a heck of a night, and we got to have that going down the stretch.
You know, King's had a good season, and it's been slow. I think anytime you come into a new environment, I mean, it's harder than people think. It's not all about just football. I mean, it's a new school, it's new teachers, it's new friends. It's a lot of things to adjust to, and I think now he's feeling comfortable, and I think he's getting in shape now. I think he was kind of a little out of shape there, and now he's really playing well, and playing well at the right time for us.
He is our Kermit Tipton Foundation, Offensive Player of the Game, which we present an award at practice each week. And, again, he'll get that later on this week for being the Offensive Player of the Game. Coach, the Defensive Player, what a night. Number 55, Chad Gage, with 12 tackles Friday night against Coffee County. This kid really stepped up and played some great football for the Hilltoppers.
He really did. You know, Chad's had a great season and 2 just outstanding games. You know, Chad's going through a lot. His dad had things go very well for him. We've been very concerned about him the last few weeks, and had some surgery that went great, and just a lot of good things happened for Chad in 2 days right there. And news from his dad, and then also the having a great game also. So proud of him. Love the kid. It's great. He's a junior, and what a tremendous young man, and just glad to see him playing so well.
Yeah, we, in fact, gave a big shout-out. They were listening to us Friday night against Trevor and Jody at Duke, and we got a chance to say hello to them, which was very special. And their son was the Defensive Player of the Game because he earned it. So he, too, will get a ball caps we'll give away each week on behalf of the Kermit Tipton Foundation as our players of the game. Again, this week, offensively, King Russell, and defensively was Chad Gage. Coach, you get ready for the Smyrna Bulldogs. We'll take a break, come back and talk about this football team. As we go to the break, let's run down the Sweet 16. We're in the Sweet 16, eight teams or 8 games, 16 teams left in 6A football, and it's pretty, for me, going into this break, we'll talk about Smyrna, but you got to be proud of the Hilltoppers are still standing as only the top 16 teams in the state in 6A football.
Very proud of the kids, and of course we don't want to be finished for sure, but we're proud of what they've done so far, and hopefully we can continue on.
Here's who's playing who Friday night. Cook will be at Maryville. Blackman will be home to Siegel. Of course, Scienceville hosting the Smyrna Bulldogs. Oakland will be entertaining the Riverdale Warriors. Also, Overton goes to Ravenwood. Memphis White Station home to Nashville McGavick. Also, you have Franklin home to Wilson Central. And Mount Juliet travels to Whitehaven. Of course, winners move on and losers go home. Again, Friday night back at Steve Spurrier Field, a 7 o'clock kickoff. Again, playoff 7 o'clock all the way through. So we'll go on there at 6:30 with the broadcast. Again, at TomTaylorSports.com. We'll take a quick break, come right back, talk about a very good football team coming to town. Last rankings of last week, Smyrna Bulldogs 9th in the state. They come in with a record of 8-3 and a very good football team. So the Hilltoppers. We'll talk about that right after this as you continue to watch, and we appreciate you do, the Stacy Carter Coaches Show.
Discover the difference with Bracken Paving. Call the professionals at Bracken for your next paving project. 423-323-8197. Discover the difference with Bracken Paving.
We welcome you back to the Stacy Carter Coaching Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor. Going to give you some numbers. We're talking to Coach about the Smyrna Bulldogs, and he is 52-18. He's the head man here at Science Hill. Playoff record all-time 17-11. Again at Science Hill, 6-5. He's 5-0 at home. And of course, the team coming to town this Friday night will face a football team. When we play on this field for Stacy Carter, we are 30-5, or the Hilltoppers. So coming to town, the Smyrna Bulldogs, good football team, got a big win over Jeff County Friday night. Coach, they come in out of that region too, which obviously has proven to be a very strong region. And so the Bulldogs 8-3, we are 9-2. And what's the scouting report on Smyrna?
Well, first, they're a proud program. I mean, they have state championships. They've got players that have played on a high level in Division I, and it's a proud football team for sure. And they're used to winning, and they're playing in probably the toughest conference in the state of Tennessee. And that Rutherford County bunch is, they all can play: Oakland, Blackman, Riverdale, and you got Smyrna in there. So, they're very, very good team. They're used to winning. They're very big. They got a lot of big kids, and even their skill players are big too. Got a dynamic running back. Also have a safety that has about 40 Division I offers, and which is pretty impressive. I think his latest one is Texas A&M. So they got guys that are playing on a high level. The quarterback throws the ball well, more of a thrower probably than a runner. And big up front on both sides of the ball. Play very sound defense. You know what you're going to get. It's kind of like Maryville, but they're very sound in what they do. It's a simple plan, but a very good plan. And it seems like they're well coached all the way across the board.
So it'll be a tough test for us, be a tough test for them too, because we're a good football team as well. In fact, looking at the numbers, Coach Carter, this year being his fourth straight season of at least 9 wins, 9-2 2012. 9-3 2013. Last year 11-2, most wins ever for a Science Hill football program. And of course this year at 9-2. So we come to the table with some powerhouse football players, and they do as well. And Coach, I look at the red zone for us. Great stats for Kevin Harmon. We've been in the red zone this season 44 times. We have scored 35 out of 44. So once we get inside the 20, we find a way to put points on the board.
Well, we've been, done very well in the red zone. Take the first game away, I think we're almost perfect. I think there's 5 times that we didn't score in the red zone inside the 10-yard line the first game. So we've corrected that. Hopefully we continue to correct that. I think that's a big thing. You need to score when you get in there, and we've been doing, and that's it shows the offensive line's doing a good job down there. So that's really where it counts, because you really have to have your line pick up. People start blitzing, start getting real aggressive when you get to the goal line down there, and I think they've done a great job for us.
Talking to Stacy Carter, of course, the Stacy Carter Coaches Show. Coach, some other numbers I want to pass on to you. Our rushing touchdown differential, we have 29. The opponent has 15. A passing touchdown, Science Hill 19. They have 13. And again, we're averaging 5 yards a rush with the football. We're toting it. And as far as passing it, we're averaging 16 yards a catch. Those numbers, not too bad, are they?
Well, they're good. The rushing, 5 yards is pretty good, but I think the explosive plays and passing 16 yards is outstanding. So, we have a good combination. I think you have to have a good combination, good balance. We've struggled time offense, struggled running the ball at times, struggled throwing the ball at times, but it seems like we're finally getting it together, and it's a good time to get it together, because we're going to have all guns a-blazing now that when we start here, and hopefully we have that worked out.
The offensive package and the defensive package of Smyrna, what do they bring to the table offensively?
Offense, they're spread. They do run some H-back stuff. Don't run as much tight end stuff as we do, but they're a spread team. Really try to get it to that good running back and throw to some of those athletes, which most people run the spread now. I mean, most time every week we're talking about some type of spread. As far as defense, they run a 4-2-5. And a little bit different than Maryville. Maryville's a 4-3, but it run a lot of quarters coverage, a lot of cover 2 to certain sides. So, they're a 2-safety team. You know where they're at. It's like I say, it's their base defense is that 4-2-5, and usually have 4 down linemen. They'll throw a package in every once in a while, nickel package where they go a 3-3 and rush everybody on 3rd and long. So they have a good plan. It's like I say, it's a simple plan, but it's a good plan, and it's hard to prepare for. But the good thing about it is where they're going to be. You just got to block them.
Special teams always plays big, again, in postseason, more so probably than regular season, and we saw that again, of course, last week or 2 weeks ago against Dobbins Minute. So special teams, the kicking game, how does that kicking game rate for the Smyrna Bulldogs?
Well, their punter is, I mean, he's average. He's not just outstanding. Their place kicker, kicks field goals very well and kicks extra points very well. And on the kickoffs, they do a lot of mortar kicks where they try to kick the ball to the 30 or 20-yard line, and they were able to get some balls. I think they got one against Jeff County. Just put it up there and hit it where spot somebody wasn't at. And they ran it down. So got to be ready for that also. But they do a good job on special teams. They did a real good job on Jeff County getting turnovers. Jeff County turned the ball over a lot, and more than I've saw those guys do. And they created turnovers, got turnovers from them. And Jeff still scored 27 points. So they better, Jeff's playing at a high level right now too. So. But they were able to beat those guys, and the special teams were one thing they got the turnovers on.
Two X factors in this game Friday night would be the travel, obviously. We continue to talk about that in 6A football. Of course, all the teams, a lot of travel. Of course, they're coming up from Middle Tennessee, as you mentioned earlier. That's an X factor. Plus, the other X factor for me would be the fact that we are at home, and this place ought to be rocking Friday night. And it should be. These kids deserve to be playing in front of a big crowd. And let's hope the Topper Nation comes out and bemes that 12th man for us.
Yeah, we need the guys to come out. And these kids have worked their tail off to be where they're at right now. And as rain and stuff, we didn't have a great show in the first round. Sometimes in the first round, that's that happens, and we don't want that to happen. These kids have worked hard. They need to support it. It makes it different. And they're playing. This is the best football team we've played since Maryville. I mean, flat out they are. Smyrna is. So it's going to take a great effort for us. We're really going to have to rally the troops, and we need every advantage we can get. They're having to travel 5 hours away, which is an advantage in itself, and it would really help if our crowd come out and support us also.
Loud and proud, right?
Loud and proud, yes, sir.
You got it. Friday night, it all starts at 7 o'clock. Again, reminding you, I think that may have been some of the problem Friday night is the fact folks did not realize that it was a 7 o'clock kickoff, but it is all the way through the playoffs. And again, also the threat of rain, although there was not a drop of rain fell during the game. It was a beautiful night for a Hilltopper victory. Need the same thing Friday night. It's going to be a little cooler, no rain, nothing but cool temperatures Friday night. So bundle up. We'll be serving hot chocolate in the concession stands. Come out here and cheer on this football team. They deserve to have you out here again. This is what you play for, Coach. The 2-a-days in August, all the preliminaries, if you will, the regular season leading up to playoffs, and this is what it's all about. And we need a big house, and I think the Topper Nation will respond to be here Friday night. Again, 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll go in there with our broadcast at 6:30, again, at TomTaylorSports.com. And, Coach, again, let's go get him, big guy, and get us a W and get down to that final 8 next week.
Let's go get them.
Go Toppers. You got it. Head coach Stacy Carter with us again. This new show comes out at noon on Wednesdays, thanks to our producer, Robert Kell. So for Robert and for Coach Stacy Carter, we'll tell you as always, win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching the Stacy Carter Coaches Show. So long, everybody.